what we have found is that because patients are finding significant relief, they are telling others. So I get a tremendous amount of referrals from, my average patient sends me about 5 patients, which I know it sounds weird, but that's my truth. And what I find is that when they come in and they're limping and the only thing that they've been offered so far is a surgical treatment, and then they can walk out after a treatment with a significant decrease from the pain. Right? So if I already have in my system people who I'm treating for nail fungus, majority of podiatrists do, right? So when they come in, I have a protocol that I will do 1, 2, 3, and across the board. So I stick to my protocol. So I have a protocol that has built into it my language for Remy, for introducing Remy. I also have the wonderful flyers that y'all made for us, which are amazing. So I don't, I learned this from Dr. Milky, Chris Milky. He's just an amazing individual in my mind. I don't sell, I share. And once I share, but I'm sharing from a place of, I want to help you get better. And when I do that, it's up to the patient, again, with informed consent. I just give them the information and they make the informed decision. If they can pay for it, they do. If they can't, you know, save up your money, you know, Mother's Day, whatever, and you pay at the time when you can. So that's how I introduced it. I never introduced it at a discount rate, because for years I discounted myself to the point where I literally, it was like I was a not-for-profit, you know, and it's okay to have a not-for-profit, but your for-profit must drive your not-for-profit. I do medical missions in Jamaica, and the way I'm able to give at that level is because I'm able to receive, because my practice is a for-profit, which makes sense. So when I started out with Remy, I never discounted. I literally just gave my price. Some people like, so what I do is we break the payments into 3 payments, which is monthly. Some people like that, but I give them the option. I say, this is the amount and it's due at the time the service is rendered. However, some people choose to break it into a payment that is paid at the time the service is rendered. And I give them, I'm comfortable now giving them the price. Whereas before I was like, oh my God, they're gonna drop over $1,000 for, you know, a 12-minute thing, but it's 12 minutes times 3. But it's not just that, it's the education that I'm giving them. It's the results that I'm giving them as well. And so as a result, my protocol is in place, my pricing is in place, and I typically don't deviate from that price. But again, I think as physicians, we have to remember that, yeah, we are for profit because we have our family to feed. We've got our staff to make sure that they're doing well. And I think it's important that I'm all about self-care, by the way. And if you haven't noticed that in how I speak, but to me, I think self-care is one of the most underused gifts that we've been given. And I find that when you learn to care for yourself first, then you can do and be, and you can show up 100% for everybody else. But the biggest mistake we do as physicians is we're always taking care of other people. So we end up being broken down. Well, when you're broke down and you're shabby or you're not paying yourself, then you cannot show up. So if you're truly to be a conduit for healing, you must first heal yourself and stay healed, or stay in what I call a state of abundance, so that you can deliver on the highest level possible. And I think when we're mirroring that to our patients, then patients can say, oh, I too can have that level. And that's what we're doing. I said Remy has been so significant because I'm about looking for alignments that allow for win-win, right? Because I think a lot of times as physicians, especially as podiatric physicians, we don't see our worth, we don't see our value. So as a result, we underprice ourselves. And that was me for years. So I had to change, a lot of it was changing my belief system. And when I changed my core belief system and my value system, then I started delivering at a higher level, but I also started receiving the payments at a higher level for what I was delivering as well. So that's really important too, because practitioners need to know that their value, their time, their education is very important. So, it's important to have your treatment protocols represent that. So when you're presenting a protocol to a patient, take it seriously. This is a big deal. This person took off their work, they took off their time, they paid their copay, they expect for something different to happen because they're in your chair. When I say it's amazing to be able to see that payment, it's just amazing. That's all I can say, because it's like nobody, for instance, I had we automatically get audits. Everybody gets audits, right? And the time that it takes for them to audit, and you got to take time to upload the charts and all this stuff. And I'm like, and then they come back and they want money, and it's like, but we do it right. I don't mind being audited, but to me it's a very time poor way to use our energy. When we provide our service with Remy, guess what? None of that. We get paid 100% of what we ask for, and the patient gets the result. So to me, it's like, it's a perfect system. If I could do this with everything, it would be so much better. Yeah, being able to go where it's just out of pocket, it's been amazing. So just the overall revenue. And I didn't realize how many I was doing. And then I actually sat down, in my Wednesdays or my admin days, and I sat down and I looked at the volume I was doing on a monthly basis between laser for Remy and paint laser and nail laser, and it was a tremendous amount. So I'm about to dive into, I've just done one laser for warts, so I've just started that process, and I'm also starting on for IPKs and some other things. So I know that there's even more potential, but yeah, having to move away from the insurance, which is a crazy process. It's hard to believe that if this is a first world country, and and this is the process that's the best right now, because it's really not physician friendly, it's not patient friendly. So I'm not quite sure who it's friendly to, but I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey, and especially with Remy. Remy has literally just taken my office to like a totally other level. And I'm not just saying that to applaud you, but I'm saying that to say kudos, because it's an excellent addition to the practice, and I have absolutely no reservations.